Hello, I'm Mithu Storoni. I'm a neuroscience researcher, and I'm here to share why we need to be hyper-efficient for the age of AI technology. For much of the past century, most organizations were designed as a distinct hierarchical pyramid. People at the top of the pyramid were the decision makers, problem solvers, and innovators. Everyone else in the pyramid did less complex tasks at high volume. Their work revolved around gathering information, processing information, and communicating information. For those at the top of the pyramid, the quality of their mental output was more important than its quantity. But for everyone else, the quantity of their mental output mattered much more. The faster you gathered information or sent out communications, the faster the business moved. Quantity decided the bottom line. Productivity and efficiency came to be defined in terms of work quantity. Even today, one of the metrics used to gauge an organization's productivity is email traffic, the quantity of emails being exchanged in a given time. But this work landscape has been disrupted by AI technology. AI is gaining territory over simple thinking jobs, which it can do faster and at bigger volume than human minds. Human work is shifting towards an emphasis on idea generation, creativity, and complex learning. This means that now every layer of an organization's pyramid will demand the need to create, innovate, and solve. Think back to the last time you had a brilliant idea or suddenly thought of the answer to a difficult problem. What were you doing? Chances are you weren't rushing to meet a deadline or creaking under a heavy workload. The state of your mind would have been very different from the state of your mind when racing to meet a deadline. Your thoughts would have felt slow enough to notice subtle nuances, and your attention would have been flexible enough to spot ideas and details that you would hardly have noticed if you had been rushing anxiously towards a deadline. Your brain switches across different states while you work. One way to think of this is to imagine your brain as an engine with 3 metaphorical gears. Gear 1 lets your mind wander and rest. Gear 2 is optimal for high-level thinking, creating, and solving. And in Gear 3, you respond and react faster. In Gear 3, you can do simple cognitive tasks faster, but you sacrifice accuracy for speed. The quality of your mental work is best in Gear 2. The quantity of your mental work is best in Gear 3. Since quantity has been more important than quality, most workplaces run on a template that maximizes the quantity of output. And these workplaces put you in a Gear 3 state of mind. 3 features of such workplaces that do this are having many short-term arbitrary targets and deadlines, continuous work over long hours without sufficient breaks, and a lack of variety, so you're working on the same thing at constant pace with a constant workload. Each of these makes your brain shift its metaphorical gear to Gear 3 to maximize its resources to cope. As AI technology continues to improve, every organization will have comparable levels of AI integration and automation. So for one organization to have an edge over the next, it'll come down to quality of mental output. The quality of insights, innovation, and the ability to spot things. You can't achieve quality if you're stuck in Gear 3. If you want to produce the best quality of mental work, you want to be in Gear 2 as you work. In order to do this, you have to respect your brain's need for rest and variety. You also need to lower the ambient uncertainty around you and reduce your mental load wherever possible. You can curate your work template to achieve this in several ways, including working in repeating cycles by varying the pace, the nature, and the intensity of your work every 90 minutes or so, structuring work by matching it to the brain's inherent rhythm, for example, your circadian rhythm, and using the body's physiology, such as tailored exercise, to raise or lower gear where necessary. You can also embed a sense of control and agency in your workplace with solid effort and reward relationships, transparent communication, and organizational fairness. The industrial era factory-style concept of continuous work doesn't fit into the ecosystem of the digital age. Efficiency is no longer defined by the quantity of output, but by its quality. This is why I'm proposing a new approach to efficiency that can make knowledge workers hyper-efficient.